Check. We are live here, Andrew. Welcome back. This is Youngzers Season 2, Episode 4. As you can see, it's just me and the big mots today. Ryan is off doing who knows what. So Youngzer Gami strikes again. Some big developments if you're a Pittsburgh fan. Preseason football kicked off. So before we get into that, Andrew, how are we doing today?
Good. Hey, doing great. It's the Mega Powers today. You know, you see us on the course. We're on the pod now. Boom.
That's right.
You know, that's a lot you're going to see on the golf course. But no, hey, Steelers preseason victory over the Buccaneers. The offense looked great, I thought. The first team offense, Kenny Pickett looked surgical. George Pickens, 33-yard touchdown catch. Getting right into it, though, Calvin Austin looked great. Mm-hmm. You know, even if he's facing the second, third team, missed his rookie year with that foot injury. I mean, he's got big play speed, which is something that you need there. 67-yard touchdown. First handoff was a jet sweep for 17 yards. And then defensively, the one guy I did notice from, if you want to call it the starting group, Quan Alexander was everywhere. Yep. You know, he was making hard hits. That penalty calling him was bullshit.
Soft. It's soft.
What was he supposed to? That was textbook on his part. Yeah. I mean, the guy, he lowered his head. He hit his face mask. That's BS. But he looked good. What did you think? Who stood out to you? You know, give me some of your overall impressions.
Dan Moore looked all right. Surprising. I didn't think I'd ever say that. The offensive line looks pretty good. I know it's first preseason. You can't look too much into it. They got one series, 2 series together. It wasn't very long. So I will say, like you said off the top, George Pickens. It was good to see the yards after the catch. He made a guy miss, broke a tackle, made a guy miss, and just scampered into the end zone. That's good to see. I saw a tweet. It was AB-esque, kind of, and it kind of was. The way that he was shifty, broke through that tackle, and then just scampered in the end zone. That's a bright spot. That's good to see. Kenny went 6 for 7, and I think the only incompletion was a drop, I believe. Was it not?
It might have been.
It might not. Anywho, that's good for your first series out. And this shows that Kenny was the right pick last year. He was the most NFL ready. And the thing is, it shows also that you give him time with the ones, he's going to make plays. He's going to make things happen. So that's a bright spot to look at too. I think this is going to be a stepping year for him, and it needs to be. But back to the offensive line, I think the offensive line did pretty well. I'm not going to get into Kendrick Green or anything. He's more worried about catching balls out in the flat and taking handoffs as a fullback. Did you see some of the whiffs that he had?
He's going to be more concerned about finding a job here in a few weeks.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't making the team.
No, and I get it. Like, you try and do anything you can for that team to stay, show your worth. And I heard on Big Ben on his podcast had nothing but great things to say about him, but as a person, not as a player, as a person, stand-up guy, somebody who go to war for you and stuff, that's great, but you kind of have to have the ability to play offensive line, to play center. He's not a natural center. He's kind of undersized to be a guard. I don't like to talk bad about anybody, especially when they're doing something they love and they made it to the ultimate level, but enough's enough. I don't want to see the gimmick stuff. I understand Matt Canada has gimmicky offense, but play calls looked all right. But you don't need another puppet out there. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Connor Hayward, he can play almost every position on offense. That's who it's going to be. But, yeah, if you can't block, if you can't snap correctly, I mean, that's pretty much the requirements of a center, let alone a guard. Blocking, center, snapping. You can't do any of those, you're not going to be on the roster. So I think Kenny, I don't think it was a drop. I think he was pressured and he threw it away.
Okay.
The right, which was the better play instead of taking the sack. I believe that was him. Okay. Yeah, so I think that was the play Kenny had the incompletion on, which was, if you want to call it a good incompletion, it saved about, 6-7 yards. So that was good. Mitch Trubisky, interception on his third throw of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Trubisky's Trubisky. Mason Rudolph looked like, I don't even know how to, he had happy feet in the pocket. Yes. He looked skittish. He looked like someone was going to beat him with his own helmet again. I'm sure that's like some Nam flashbacks for him when he's in the pocket and he's seeing everyone go by him. Yeah, the trees are talking to Mason there.
Yeah.
He had the good throw to Calvin Austin, who was wide open. The defense looked okay. Not many people, not many of the starters that were impact guys played, so it's kind of hard to judge. But Quan Alexander was everywhere. Two rookies, Keanu Benton looked good on the defensive line, and Nick Herbig, Nate's brother, he looked good too. Yes. So it's good to see those rookies stepping forward. Obviously, Joey Porter Jr. didn't play, so that was the one guy I kind of wanted to see out there. Broderick Jones on offense took reps with the second team and looked okay, especially in run blocking.
Yes.
Pass protection needs a little cleaned up, but run blocking, he's a mauler.
The one I'm gonna talk about Broderick Jones real quick. The one play I did see, and for whatever reason it stuck out to me, he had a nice chip down block to leave the hold the pocket a little bit, and it was a nice block. Didn't hold the guy or nothing. You can see that he's athletic. He can get them feet moving for being a big boy like that, and that's what you want out of your left tackle. You need an athletic guy. He's rough around the edges, and you're going to have that with a rookie. You have that in every position as a rookie. So I'm not going to knock him on that. Like you said, Herbig looked good. That's just more depth on the outside there for us, which is good. And they were worried about his size. It didn't seem to be too much of a factor. Quan Alexander, like you said, all over the place, and Cole Holcomb as well was getting his nose in there. After the last few years of watching Devin Bush, Bobby Spillane, I won't take anything away from Bobby Spillane, but Devin Bush has all those abilities, all the attributes, and he just didn't put them to use. It was nice to see our linebacking core play as a core, get their nose in there, muck it up a little bit, not afraid to hit anybody, not be the nail, be the hammer. Like you said, Quan Alexander got flagged there. What do you want him to do? I don't know. It's almost a reactionary thing. You see the head snap back from the offensive player, they're going to throw a flag. He hit him in the chest, a little high. The bottom of his face mask caught the brunt of that, and that's why his head snapped back. But I thought it was clean. I thought it was a form tackle. That's what you preach to these guys. He kind of ducked his head a little bit, kind of speared him a little bit. But I can't be okay with that call, because if they're calling it in preseason, are they going to call it when the games start to matter? I understand it's just an exhibition game, but the refs these are their reps to get up to game speed as well. You got to think it's not just the coaches, it's not just the players, it's not the organizations. The refs are human too, and they're starting to build reps here as well.
I mean, what do you want him to do, though? Go lower and blow his knee out? Is that what you want there?
No.
I mean, he was aiming chest high.
Yeah.
The face mask, like he says, down. What are you supposed to do?
And it's that was always defensive players' argument against, like, hitting a defenseless player or hitting somebody in the helmet. You're coming to lay the hit. Well, what if a running back's coming through the hole and he ducks his head? What am I supposed to do? There's a lot of gray area there. It's got to be a judgment call. I understand you preach safety and you want these guys to be safe. You want them to go home. You don't want them shooting themselves in the chest, donating their brains, to get examined. Like Junior Seau, it's tragic what happens to these guys. It is. And I understand you want to preach safety, but you're walking a tightrope there, because you don't want to take away from what we love about this game and why it's hung on in America so well. It's the violence. We like that. Now, I'm not asking guys to go out there and get punch drunk and bash brains in, but when you have a good form tackle like that, I think you eat that flag. It wasn't ferocious by any means. It was one of the bigger hits you're gonna see this year, because you look back to 2010, right? Go back 13 years. Huge hits that were never flagged. You go back even further, there was guys, power bombing people, dumping people on their heads. It doesn't happen anymore because you're making a safer game. I understand that, but when does it become too safe and they have flags on out there?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you look back at clips on YouTube from 2010 biggest hits. You got people getting, effed up.
Yeah.
They used to have a segment on ESPN called Jacked Up. You remember that?
Yes.
That's the whole thing. I understand making it safer, but at what point, like you said, are you going to flag every, that hit that Quan Alexander put on the running back? That wouldn't have even sniffed anything 10 years ago being a violent. It was more one of the more tame hits.
Yes.
And now you're flagging that. I think that's just the difference in culture. Obviously, you want to make the game safer, but at the same time, these guys understand the risks of playing a contact sport like that. So, like you said, at what point do you take too much away from the game? I don't think they're there yet. Hopefully they don't get there yet, because it is an entertainment, industry at the bottom of the day, at the end of the day, bottom line kind of thing. You have Sunday night football, Monday night football, Thursday night football. You've got football. NFL's got 3 days of it like that. And Thanksgiving.
When you get into like the playoffs, they have them Friday games. The NFL is so big. I remember a guy saying Sunday used to be God's day. Now it's NFL's day. And I get that. I get that. At the end of the day, you're entertainment for schmoes like us, right? So we can come on here and talk, and we can entertain people as well. Correct? That's what we're doing. I like to do this. You like to do this. We hope it's entertaining to the people listening, the people watching. When does it become the entertainment we watch to rehash out to yinz? When does it become kind of blurred there and too soft almost, I want to say? No, I don't want to be, sound like a boomer. Oh, Jack Lambert and guys like that would have ripped your head off, because there's no place like back then. I'm glad it's changed, but the game is even faster now. It's a split second to make them hits, to make those plays. So if I'm coming to hit somebody, split second, he puts his head down, you're going to flag me for it. I almost feel like they need to be able to review some of those. Kind of like they do when they call targeting in college, because I know that you can't find kids. And see, okay, well, but then you get into the realm of, you're going to review every play. It's going to take longer. Why don't you have a guy upstairs just reviewing it right when they throw that flag? Why not having somebody, hey, call down, hey, Hockley, it's okay. It was a clean hit. Pick that flag back up,
Yeah, pick it up where it's a penalty. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of examples of those kind of things going, too, I don't want to say too soft, but we talked about it a little before. We have to have our moment of silence for our compadre Ryan, who has been officially banned from the Blackstone Griddlers group on Facebook. Yeah. So finally crossed the line of some sort. Yeah, we're not exactly sure what he's done on there.
He told me what he did. I'm not gonna repeat it. It wasn't too egregious, but it was. I could see where it would ruffle some feathers, so to say. And if this is your first time here, folks, just know that Ryan's a troll. He'll say he isn't. He is. He almost. How do you want to say? Gets off on it. Almost. It gets his blood going. It really fuels him. But
you know what the best part of it is?
What's
that ruined his entire vacation. He should be worried about nothing else, and he's at the beach right now. I can't believe I got banned from the Blackstone Griddlers. He's upset over that. Yeah,
it's just like when he got kicked out of that cycling one the first day. Yeah. So, and then appealed it, and they told him not to use vulgar language. But I mean, it is what it is. Little nice moment there for Ryan. We are thinking of you, bud. But I did want to touch on Ornell Washington. Did you see some of his run blocks? Chipping in, helping out. Dude's a freak. I think athletically, we have very good weapons for Kenny. And knowing that we spent so much money on the defense, our offense is young. I understand that, but they're growing together, and it's going to be a big step for a lot of these guys. But it almost shows that if they take a big step this year, their window is probably 5-6 years with some of these guys. Now, I don't want to get too into this because figured we'd wait for Ryan to come for like predictions and stuff like that. But I think, like I said, they need to make the playoffs this year. And I think they not just make the playoffs, they need to win a playoff game, wild card game, whatever it is.
Yep,
anything less than that, it's a bust.
I agree. I think this is the year where you, at least at the minimum, you make the playoffs and you win the wild card game. Yes. You advance around.
Yes.
This is the time where the offense looks like it's gelling. Hopefully they have the weapons on offense. They have the defense. They spent the money there. Keep everyone healthy. Now's the chance. This is year one of, all right, let's see what they can do. Last year was that transition year where the pieces were there. They were getting the experience. They weren't quite there yet. This year, new GM, or was it Omar Khan? This is his first year GM.
First year.
New GM. They did a lot in free agency to address the positions that that were honestly lackluster. If you look at the defensive side of the ball, Mark Robinson's the only inside linebacker that's back.
Yes.
Cole Holcomb, Landon Roberts, Quan Alexander, Mark Robinson. Those are the four guys you got there. Slot cornerback Chandon Sullivan. Looks like Duke Dawson was hurt in the game on Friday. Possibly a knee injury. Didn't look good. So you have your slot corner. And then the offensive line, Isaac Samalo, looks like he'll be one of the better offensive lineman signings of this year. I mean, Super Bowl champion, he's a tough guy. Nate Herbig may not start, but he'll be backing up at multiple positions. They've done the work. Allen Robinson, they got him for nothing. There's your veteran receiver who, isn't really a deep threat anymore, but he's a great route runner. And you're excited to see what they can do. But that's what I'm trying to get at here.
Yeah.
You're excited.
Yeah, and you're not wrong, because on paper, you see a lot of young kids, a lot of young guys. I don't know if I could call them kids yet. I'm only 30. But a lot of these guys, 21, 22 years old, they have the gifts. Let's see if they can gel together. The big thing is on the defensive side, and I think if this comes true, they're going to be dangerous. Can everybody stay healthy? And by everybody, I mean Cam Hayward, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Can those guys stay healthy for 17 games? If they stay healthy as a unit, now I'm talking not a single one of them out, as a unit for 15 games, you better win the majority of those. You better win 10 of those games. Now, I understand, TJ goes out there and he's got a motor and he's there 100 mile an hour every play. Now, it doesn't take a playoff. I understand that. Guy gets worn down. It happens. Cam's getting a little old. I get that. Still one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league. Can they stay healthy? All I'm asking is 15 games. You have all those guys on the field and you win 10 of those games. Now, the 2 that they're out and the other 5, whatever happens, happens. Can the offense maybe see, the defense needs a blow here? Can we stay out there? Can we put points up? Can they score more than 23 points a game? Because if they do, they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
Simple as that. It's simple math. It really is. When you get down to I'm not a numbies guy. I'm not Ryan over here. I'm not an analytics guy. But I heard it, and I keep hearing it. They score 23 points a game, they're a playoff team.
I agree.
Now,
I agree.
Let me ask you this. Can they keep up with Kansas City? Can they keep up with the Chargers? Can they keep up with Buffalo? Can they keep up with those teams? That's the thing that we got to ask ourselves here. Maybe not this year, but as they take a step in the right direction, can they keep up with these teams?
Chargers right now, I think yes. Their defense doesn't really scare me, and their offense is basically Justin Herbert.
Can I say something real quick? That team doesn't scare me because their head coach is a dingus. Other than that, they got weapons, but
they got the weapons,
yes.
But they just don't have that same Kansas City Buffalo kind of reputation, I guess you'd say. Honestly, looking at the AFC this year in general, the Chiefs obviously number 1, Bills right up there. You do 1A, 1B. I think the surprise team, which I don't know if it's much of a surprise, I think the Jags are going to take a big up this year.
Yeah.
Just because Trevor Lawrence, he is good offensively. People keep forgetting, which I don't know why. Calvin Ridley's in Jacksonville.
Yes.
He was out last year, suspended for gambling. He's a great wide receiver. That just made their offense that much more, potent. Travis Etienne, good running back. They got the weapons. They're gonna be a little sneaky.
Yeah, I can see that. But I think the AFC is so deep this year with Cincinnati. Kind of forgot about them, even though they're in the AFC North. I'm sorry. But
yeah,
Cincy, Kansas City, Buffalo, the Jags. What does Denver do? No, hear me out. I think Sean Payton going there is a resurrection for Russell Wilson. I really do. I think he wants to go prove it. It's a big prove it year for him. But the NFC is not as deep as the AFC, if you ask me. You got Philly?
Yeah.
San Fran? That's about it. Who else scares you out of the NFC? Correct?
Nothing really.
Right. There's going to be some jumbling around this year, and this is why the NFL is so entertaining, because every year 50% of the playoff teams flip. It's very hard to make the playoffs in the NFL. It really is. But you're going to have your locks. You're going to have your Kansas City, Cincinnati, depending on how Burrow is and how bad that calf injury is. Buffalo, I understand they got Josh Allen, but they haven't been able to prove it yet. But then the Jags, yeah. We'll have to get your buddy on here, because I think the Jags are going to be really good this year, even though Trevor Lawrence threw his first pass with an interception in his preseason game.
Yeah, but I'm not ignoring you right now, Dan.
You're fine.
I'm fully listening, but there is some MLB news that may be coming out here soon. If you search Wander Franco on Twitter right now, you may see why.
Wander Franco. Should we get into it?
Well, nothing can be confirmed right now, but this may be something that it ain't a good look for Wander, put it that way. His career might be cooked.
He just hit his first career walk-off home run for the Rays.
No.
I'm not going to go on the Twitter.
Yeah, it ain't the walk-off.
Oh, no.
Put it that way.
Twitter. Wander Franco.
We get I'll have a good live reaction on the pod here.
I can't do it from my computer. I'll have to do it on.
Go Wander Franco and then search latest.
Okay. Wander Franco. Stop messaging. Fucking me up.
I'm not messaging you.
Go to latest.
Yeah. Never a good sign whenever they're quote tweeting it with Chris Hansen. Or not Chris Hansen. Yeah, Chris Hansen.
Come on. It's not popping up. What the hell?
Would you like me to? You want me to send you the tweet?
Yeah, send it to. Wait, or I'll get it.
Yeah,
I spelled his first name wrong. I put an A or an O instead of an A. Wonderful. Okay. Oh my God.
Dude, yeah, I told you. I was a little.
Wow.
I had to work to confirm that. Him and Felipe might be running the prison league here pretty soon.
Yikes. Wow. Like, how do you do that? That's disgusting. That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's legitimately disgusting. And he's not in the lineup today, Dan, due to rest.
Yeah,
my ass.
Wow, that's so for the folks listening at home, Wander Franco was
allegedly.
There's photographic evidence with a 14-year-old. Disgusting.
Yeah, and that would be, I mean, just from even a baseball standpoint. He was what, like the #1 prospect?
Something like that. Ago? Yeah. Yeah, he's 22 years old. I mean, he's a young guy, but Jesus, you can't do stuff like that. That's disgusting.
I mean, breaking news on the pod, though. You know, it seems like whenever Ryan's not here, there's always
you get some breaking news. Yeah, that's
some big J journalism right there. You gotta make sure allegedly, but allegedly. Whenever you search his name on Twitter and Chris Hansen's popping up saying, "Why don't you come over here and take a seat?" You know, that's never a good sign.
Oh, there are so many good memes of that.
Yeah. But yeah, disgusting.
Yeah, 100% disgusting. That's foul. Like, how? Yeah. I'm not getting into it. I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
No. So we got the Steelers. Mm-hmm. We got nothing on the Pirates. I'm just.
I will say that they split the series with the Braves.
They battled Atlanta.
They did.
I'll give them credit where credit's due.
Yep. And they got the bats out every game there too. They put up the lowest amount of runs was 5 runs. And that would have been Wednesday. And I've always said, if you put up 5 runs, you should win that game. They lost 5-6. David Bednar did blow it. That was the game he blew. They scored 3 runs in the top of the 9th. Atlanta did to end up sealing that game. Young kids coming up, doing work. It's good to see. Brian Hayes coming off the IL and he's mashing the ball. Brian Reynolds finally mashing the ball. But here's the thing about that. I'm just gonna leave it at that. His numbers are going to be inflated, even though he was non-existent for half the season. And now that they're out of the playoffs, I understand you could say what you want. He wants to turn it on now. His stats to me are gonna be jaded. It's not going to show what he wasn't there all year, but it is what it is. It's about time he starts turning it on. That's about all I had to say on the Buccos.
Yeah, I don't got much on them or the Pens. Maybe Tomas Tatar is on the radar, so keep an eye for that from what I've been seeing online. But let's go a little off the rails.
Yeah,
Did you see them? Did you see and hear those storms come through last night?
Yes, I did.
So I was DDing. We went to Connie Creek Brewery, which is 5 minutes from where I live now. We leave and it is pouring. Mm-hmm. I got Nicole and her best friend Kayla, with me. I'm trying to drive. Kayla's telling jokes from the back seat, asking if I can hear him. I'm like, listen, I can't even see the road right now. There is hail smacking the windshield. I can't see shit. And I'm just trying to focus. And I hear Nicole, oh, look at him. His hands are at 10 and 2. Oh, no shit. The road's flooded.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. We're going through, right when you turn in to go Burr, the fire station. There's, the elementary.
Yeah.
I'm driving, and there's just a wall of water next to me from the. It took me 10 minutes to get home.
Yeah.
Just from there, you couldn't see the road.
Yeah.
Everything was flooded. It was insane. Whatever the hell came through last night.
Yeah, I was sitting here, loaded up both my PCs because I was doing some stream stuff. Got some text to speech, talk to text speech stuff on. So if you send a dono or some bits or something, you want to write a message, it'll read it. I think that's pretty neat. Anywho, I'm sitting here and I start seeing flashes out the window. I got a window right here, big bay window. And I'm like, I'm not going to fry my PCs. I'm going to turn them off. So I turn them off and I go sit down on the couch and I'm watching some YouTube. And I just happen to look because I can see from my couch through those doors out my other door here to my kitchen. And there's a window. It was raining legitimately sideways, almost back up. It was so windy. It wasn't diagonal. It was damn near up. That's how bad it was raining. I was like, wow, it's getting bad out there. They were calling for it all day.
Yeah, I gotta ask, how did Owen do with the win last night?
He was all right as long as he's inside.
Okay.
We when we were golfing on Friday, I took him with me, and it started getting a little breezy there. That would have been the 8th hole, And he goes, "Oh, it's wind and a little windy here." I was like, "Yeah, you all right?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm not scared of it no more." I'm like, right.
Okay. Good.
But
Yeah, good.
I don't believe it.
You don't?
I
You think
don't know. He's pulling my leg.
Do you think in like a previous life he was in a tornado at some point or
Yes.
something along that line? Yeah.
Yeah, he was like the main cow character in Twister. You ever see Twister? Yeah, that was probably Owen back in like, I don't know, the 30s over there in Tornado Alley or something. Probably got gust away like Dorothy did in Wizard of Oz or something. I don't know. Yeah, I am convinced it was a tornado, hurricane, typhoon, something traumatic happened. Maybe he was skydiving. I don't know. In the wind rushing. I something had to happen to that kid. Poor
I'm
guy.
not a big heights guy personally. That's my
heights.
That's my. I can't. I can't stand heights.
They don't bother me. I was in local 3 for. I mean, I know it was 10 months, but I was up pretty high quite a few times. It was fun.
I figure I'm tall enough already. I don't need to go any higher.
That's fair.
Yeah, I hate like roller coasters. Will not do it. I mean, nothing like that. Cannot stand heights.
No, he cannot. Owen, we took him to Kennywood last year. He was 4, and he rode everything he could, and then like the pirate ship and stuff, like some of the bigger stuff that I could ride with him. He was loving every bit of it. He's a little daredevil. But yeah, with the wind, I don't know what it is. I really don't. Past life.
Yeah, it's got to be a past life thing.
Yeah, coming, haunting them or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So since we're off the rails here, and forget it, we're off the rails for good. We're half hour in. Anywho, I figure we could bullshit for a little bit. How's any good pools lately in packs that you're buying? Any recommendations on like blister packs, hangers? What should I buy?
If you're going for like boxes, you either go, I'd say minimum blaster box, which is like 30, or the mega, because hobby boxes are insane in price.
Okay.
But I haven't been ripping too many. Number one, because the old fiance ain't too happy about it. Number one, saving up for the wedding. I know she's, I get PTSD when I hear the mailman drop me off a package because I'm afraid of getting my ass beat at this point.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But no, the odds, I mean, obviously the cheaper the thing is, the odds are the lower, part. But what I do right now is I either do breaks. So like I have a guy on Twitter that I've been breaking with for years now.
Okay.
Where instead of buying like a whole box, you just buy the specific teams and it's tiered pricing. So I'll just buy the Pirates and whatever I get, there's, he ships to me, whatever, or singles off eBay. You can find a lot of good deals on singles on eBay. So that's what I've been doing. But Target and Barnes and Noble are the 2 places to go for boxes. Barnes and Noble's loaded. No one thinks of going there. Yeah. They have everything.
Okay. I know. Yeah. I follow a guy on TikTok. He's a big bodybuilder, a Ziggler monster. He's cool as hell. He'll go to Barnes and Noble because he's a big Lego guy, and they have Lego sets there. And like he'll go, and if he's looking for a specific set, he goes to Barnes and Noble because nobody goes there. I know people were going to Barnes and Noble for Pokemon cards because like GameStop was out and stuff. But what do you recommend? Like Bowman, Donruss? What do you recommend?
So whatever sport you're into, number one, always get the licensed stuff. Some people swear by the unlicensed. So like Donruss, you buy Donruss baseball, doesn't have the logos or anything on that. Yeah. Not licensed. But I typically do a lot of prospect hunting. So I go mainly Bowman, a lot heavy, and then I go for the Pirates especially. But I've done a couple where I'll do a random team. I got the Dodgers. I got this thing is Eddie's Leonard. Last year I got his auto. I sold it on eBay for like 200 right off the bat.
Oh, wow.
He hadn't even
raw.
Never even a single leg. Yeah, raw. I don't get anything graded.
Okay.
So 200 wasn't bad, but the best pull I've gotten a 1-of-1 out of one of the breaks I did with this guy for a Pirates. I've told this story before, right?
I don't think so. I haven't heard it.
It was a minor league, Topps Heritage minor league break. So it's all minor league uniforms, prospects. He ends up pulling a 1-of-1 of this Pirates prospect that I've never heard of, lower tier prospect. 1-of-1, pretty cool. Never had that. The next day he messaged me. He goes, "Hey, the player reached out to me asking if he could get the card, work out some deal with you to get the card because he played at Louisville. His dad was a coach at Louisville." I was like, these guys don't make much money to begin with.
Yeah.
I just want to give him the card. If he wants to do some trade, whatever it is, I wasn't going to keep it for my personal collection. I'd rather him and his family had it.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what he ended up doing was the guy who does the breaks put a group message of us together. He sent him the card, and then whenever the player went down to spring training, he went down a couple weeks early. He sent me an autographed bat of his that had still the tags from the Louisville Slugger factory, like the specifications and everything. Yeah, sent me an autographed bat. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome, because then like I get it. Like, you could either have a card, and I get it. Like, you're trying to do the right thing and the nice thing, and you don't want to have him pay for it. But who doesn't want a piece of lumber? It doesn't matter who it is. It's like getting Randy Jackson's autograph on a samurai sword. Who wouldn't want that? Right.
Well, I have to go get that because it was taken from me.
Oh, is that the bat that Ryan has?
And he's on vacation. I'm going over while he's down in South Carolina, lifting his 15-pound weights on the beach, and I'm getting my bat back.
All right. Yeah. I was doing.
That's the one.
Yeah. But I've ripped a few packs. I used to rip packs a lot when I was younger with my grandfather. We had like the entire set of like 2000s NHL. He's got all the cards still. But just recently at Target, I think I got some Panini. I got a Panini box or something, and I ripped it. Nothing great, but it's just nostalgic for guys our age and guys a little older as well. That's why it's becoming such a big deal, because these guys used to do it when they were younger, and now they have their own money and they can make their own financial choices and, go in the hole if you want. I mean, it happens. Everybody has their own vice. I have a hobby. So I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike, Global Offensive, CSGO on the PC, and I'll buy cases. So in these cases, you get different skins for weapons, and you have every case that you open, you have a 0.26 chance of pulling a knife. Knives are very rare in that game, but if you have a knife, like, you have this status, right? And knives vary from, the cheapest knife I think out there is like $110, right? The cheapest. It's not default. Yeah. The most expensive, you're going like 1.5 million. I think one just sold for. So I'm talking real money, $1.5 million, right? So just for some fancy pixels. So I get the whole, hobby thing, and it's kind of an addiction. They call it gambling, call it whatever you want. But you buy these cases on Steam, on the Steam market see, that's not the expensive part. So you can get 10 cases for like $6 these I've been buying fracture cases. The keys, you have to buy keys to open them, $250 a piece. So to open those 10 cases, you got to spend, I spent $6 on the cases. I got to spend 25 just to open them for the keys. That's where they get you. But it's a thrill, it's a hobby. It's something fun.
See, now after the pod, you're making me. I got a shower. I got up late today. I slept in. Had a lot of caffeine last night. I was, I'm not a big pop guy, but I was hammering the cherry vanilla Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah.
I go to Sheets and get a few. So you're tempting me now. Nicole's going to a comedian tonight with Kayla. You're tempting me before dinner to head down to Target or Barnes & Noble and do a live rip tonight on TikTok. So here's what I want you to do.
Yes.
Give me a sport. What do you want me to rip? Not hockey.
Not hockey. Okay.
So I can tell you what's out right now.
I do like seeing people rip basketball, to tell you the truth. But I kind of want to see it. Go rip a pack of football, since we're in the season for football. It's just kicked off.
2023 Chronicle just came out, so all the rookies, they're still in college uniforms, but those came out. So I might head down to Target later and grab a box or two. Nothing crazy expensive.
2020, so it's Panini.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, those are pretty sick. Like Anthony Richardson, but he's still in the Gators. Yeah. Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
Bryce Young auto. Oh, This might be one of the nicest cards I've seen.
Which one?
It is the CJ Stroud swoosh patch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
So the guy that I break with, if you're watching this at this point, Stretch Breaks on Twitter, does a lot of breaks.
Okay.
Very affordable, really great guy. The National Card Convention, which is in Cleveland next year, Dan. So if you want to go, I know Roberts wants to go.
Okay.
It's in Cleveland. Let's get a day pass, head up there.
Okay.
I'm dead serious. I'll go. But he had what's
it called?
I forget, it's National Convention Card Convention. It's in Cleveland next year. I forget what it's like called, officially called.
See, these ones are saying they're in Chicago, so those aren't it. Oh, here we go. National returning to Cleveland, 2024.
July 24th through 28th. National Card Show. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. If July 20. Yeah. 24th through the 28th, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do it.
I'll have to go before the wedding. I mean, it's like a week and a half before the wedding, but I'll head down. I don't care. Hey.
Yeah.
But anyway, they had these packs at the card convention this year that were, I think they were called the National VIP packs or something, one card in it.
Yep.
I think he got two, whether he bought them, people were reselling them.
Yeah.
He opened it and he pulled his first ever personal one-of-one. CJ Stroud Color Blast Panini.
Wow.
There's no comps on it. Raw, $5,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Now, I get you got a guy that you do breaks with, and that's awesome. Did you see the scumbag, what he did to his community? Was selling breaks for, I think the low end was $80 and the highest
800. Yeah.
Well, the high was 800. And
yeah, but it was like 140 or something.
Yeah.
It was, the values were nowhere near. He made like $1,300 off it.
Yes. So that's the thing that would worry me. And then you see a lot of these ones, like, I don't want to throw out a name there because I can't remember the name and I don't want to give somebody bad publicity, but they would rip. And if there was a downtown out of an NFL pack or like stained glass, is that what they call them?
Yeah.
They would put them into a top loader off camera and wouldn't give them in the break. Yeah. Like that's scummy. That's scumbag shit there.
Yep. No, this guy, I mean, he does a lot of breaks. He does stack sales. For example, I've been breaking with him for years and he had a Pirates, he put the Pirates lot out, autographs, everything. So I asked him, I said, hey, how much I forget how many cards I even got. He goes, I'll give you 28 shipped for all of them. Brian Hayes, Stadium Club auto, Jack Sawinski auto, Jack Brannigan Sapphire, Clemente out of 399, and I think a Nick Gonzalez auto, two other cards that were numbered to 99 and 75. That's just like when you find a guy like, that's trustworthy and you break with him a lot, it's worth it because, he's not trying to rip you off. He wants you to hit those cards.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people out there that are, scumbags about it.
There is like a persona in that hobby that there are scumbags out there. I get it. There's scumbags in anything you do. It's like I was told a long time ago. If you work with people at your job, you're gonna have assholes. You can quit that job and go somewhere else. You're gonna have assholes. You're gonna have assholes everywhere, and that's just be frank about it. That's the easiest way to say it. You're gonna have scumbags everywhere, and I get it, but that's awesome. Like, because you got to think, even if he was willing to put you into a group chat with that guy who sent you a bat, he's willing to go the extra mile there because he knows that you're gonna stay loyal and he's treating you right. So you're gonna keep breaking with him. That's awesome. Like, there's not like if you find somebody like that, you stick with them. Because you want to hit the brakes and he wants you to hit the brakes. Hey, that's awesome.
And the prices, like I said, he doesn't jack the prices up for anything. He's filling out these breaks. There's usually a core group of guys that get their teams right off the bat, and then some of them takes a little bit to fill. He reduces the prices 2 for 1. Like if a team's 42 in 20, he'll be like, hey, 55 for both teams or something like that. He knows. So it's rare to find those kind of guys that do that for the hobby. But,
yeah.
I mean, now I'm sorry, Nicole. I know you don't watch this, but if you hear this or you see me down at Target, blame Dan. This was not my doing. I've got the itch to rip pack now.
If you want to blame me, maybe are you going to be unsupervised at your dwelling there? You said she's going to comedian, right?
The thing's 7, but they gotta clean up their.
Well, I get that. Maybe I go grab a pack and we do a guest rip on TikTok as well. We'll do 2 for 1. Then the heat might not be so bad on you.
That is true. However we can justify it, let's do it.
Maybe we'll do that. We'll see.
You want me to come pick you up after I hop in the shower and get ready?
That's a possibility. I gotta see what the boss, if she has anything for me to do. I don't think I do, so that's a possibility.
I'll just tell them. They get back. Dan and I are going to do karate in the garage. Yeah. Leave us alone.
Yeah. And then we got to get a samurai weapon with Randy Jackson's autograph on it.
Yeah, that's how we rip the packs.
Right.
I mean, no, I did get a UFC blaster a couple weeks ago, though. Got a nice Derek Hall right before he got his knockout victory, like 3 days before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's figure something out. I'm eating dinner around 4:35, so I got some time to kill this afternoon.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I'll let you know.
I got Freeburg queued up for the car riding. I mean,
I don't know if the universe can take this.
No, probably not.
It's just going to be a RAV4 just exploding.
Yeah.
Down 56.
There's going to be a 4Runner going about 80 right on the pipe. Right.
Yeah. I mean, after we're done here, I'll talk to the boss because I don't think we have it. Like I said, I cut the grass early just so I could kind of have a free Sunday.
Listen, I am a book nerd too, so I do have 10% off at Barnes & Noble for the whole place. So
okay.
It helps out the vice a little bit.
It does a little bit. Yeah. You could say that it's for being a bookworm, but
I mean it is. If you want to see my
no, that's fair. I understand. That's just a front. Yeah. That's a front. We know it.
You ask me anything about any war.
You need it for your addiction.
Yeah.
You got any of them blaster packs?
Yeah, but that's all I got today. I gotta hit the showers. It's been a great episode.
It has.
BS. I'm glad Ryan's getting trolled while he's on vacation, so
he doesn't love it, but I think we're 50 minutes in. I think we drew this out as long as we could. Thanks everybody for listening this long. If you're still here, hey, like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever. Hit the bell so you get notifications when this goes live. Any of our shorts go up. Hey, and do what you got to do. Until next time,
we appreciate you.
Stay sleazy. You're good.